These are the new Desert ESC from Vivobarefoot, and they are the most extreme boot yet. These boots are designed for some of the most hostile environments in the world, so they should have no problems whatsoever walking through Derbyshire. I test whether the Desert ESC is excessive or absolutely perfect for my needs. They've got a higher boot collar, they've got this exceptional Michelin sole, and they're also made from camel leather, and they've got this toe guard on the front. They've even got a high-vis lining so you can check for any creepy crawlies haven't wiggled into your boot when you've not been looking. You'll also notice they've got this fabric gusseted tongue as well, so that's going to stop any unwanted debris or detritus getting into your boot and annoying your feet as you're walking. So it's not going to stop any water ingress above that lace line, but it is going to stop any unwanted entries into the boot. Also, they don't have an insole. They've got this nice leather footbed, which is a nice premium feel, but yeah, no insole in these boots. So I've been a long-term fan of the Tracker Forest ESC, and these used to be the most extreme boot. But now look at this. Their big brother has arrived on the scene, and you can definitely see that they've got a higher collar. They've got a very similar tread, the Michelin sole tread, which I'm a big fan of. But the whole boot is heavier, more extreme and tougher. They're built for hostile desert environments. Not everyone has access to a desert, so here in Derbyshire countryside, to give them a test over loose stone, have a paddle through a stream, and giving them a good first impression. So I've had a bit of an opportunity now to get used to the boot, take them out, lots of different terrain, and they are such a handsome boot. I really do like the look of them, and I think it's important when you buy something that not only is it fit for purpose, but that you actually enjoy it as well. Additional features such as this toe guard, I wish all of the ESC range had this. And I know this isn't a comparison video with the Tracker Forest ESC, but it's difficult not to draw or directly compare these two. So these are definitely holding some battle scars from bashing rocks or just being out and about. So having this toe guard on the Desert ESC is something that's going to help give it a lot more longevity. The grip, as has become known with this Michelin sole, is phenomenal, allowing me to scramble up grit stone, giving me real good confidence on loose rocks as well. I really do love this Michelin sole. I think it's one of their best features. These boots might be designed for the desert, but it's also good to know that they will handle a river crossing as well. Here's some points that I'll draw your attention to. So on the Tracker Forest ESC, they've definitely got a more cushioned ankle support, whereas the Desert ESC is a lot thinner, a lot less bulk in that. I think that comes down to a little bit of personal preference. I do prefer a little bit more comfort around the ankle, and because of the height of the Desert ESC, I'm very aware of that coming up my leg, and especially because the boot is still quite new, the leather isn't quite as malleable as that of the Tracker Forest ESC. I am conscious of that on my ankle. Don't have quite the same flexibility, especially torsionally, but I'm almost certain that that will mold over time. If I compare that to the Tracker Forest ESC, yes, I know I keep going back to the Tracker Forest ESC, but they're ridiculously malleable. And because these have been such a stalwart in my wardrobe for such a long time, and it's hard for me not to compare. The boot does fold, it does move, but there's definitely a little bit more resistance because they are still relatively new. They've just not done the same mileage as my other boots. I wouldn't let that perturb you. I think over time this leather will become a lot more supple. I think the lacing on the Tracker Forest is just about right. You can see that I've just tied them up in a double knot there just to show, and they've also got speed hooks to take the boot on and off nice and quickly, whereas the Desert have got these D hooks. But again, with Vivo, it seems to be a common theme. The laces are so flipping long. You'll see in the video, I've had to loop them around just to get rid of some of that length. And you don't want all this baggage. You don't want to get it snagged. You don't want to get it caught on a rock. So you end up having to come up with a solution to resolve the issue of too long a lacing. So maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just personal preference. I prefer a lacing that's a little bit shorter. They're tough, uncompromising. They've got a real high level of craftsmanship. You can really feel that in the boot. There's a lot of integrity. They feel very function focused. One thing that I must confess is that I'm a sucker for a limited edition, and these are a limited edition boot. That's what it says on the website. I don't know how many pairs, but as soon as I saw them, I really did lust after these boots. They're such a cool look. They're such a handsome, functional looking boot, and I really like things which have a very purposeful look, where their form follows their function. They look like they're going to do the job. They're going to serve you for years and years. Yes, they're overkill for probably walking the dog around the park or going to a coffee shop, but if you are after a boot, you need a high cut for wading through streams, stomping up rocks, I think these are definitely a boot to consider. I like this idea of surplus capacity. I like the fact that whether I choose to just go for a casual walk or I want to take them on adventures, they're going to support me. You want to feel connected to them, and you want to know that they're going to do the job that they say on the tin, and that's exactly what these boots do. Now, if we put that into context, the watch on your wrist dives to 50 meters. How often have you dived to 50 meters? Or maybe you've got an off-roader, but you've never taken it over more than a curb. I personally like designs, and I like design intent where you know that your purchasers are capable of a lot more. And that's what I feel these boots are. Knowing that these are good in desert terrain, they're able to go trekking through hostile Namibian midday sun. I like the fact that I know I can come into Derbyshire, I can scramble over an old quarry, and I know that they are far more capable. And if you want to try out these boots for yourself, check out the code in the description, grab yourself a discount on these or any of the Vivo Barefoot range and help support the channel. Peace.